YSK seat belts belong across your lap, not across your belly. Why YSK? Keeping the lap belt on your lap means your pelvis takes the impact instead of your stomach muscles and internal organs. Much like the shoulder belt belongs on your rib cage, not your neck. Is this post because of that girl who posted her bruised belly from her seat belt? What do you do if you are short and the belt cuts into your neck? I know they sell special clips that you can use to adjust the seat belt properly, but wouldn't that clip just fly off in a collision and the belt would still cut into your neck? If anything, this just educated me on how unsafe it is for short people to drive normal vehicles. X200B. Sorry short people, I hope this gets attention and changes are made. Seat belts were designed for should us ladies do about that? I'm a very large-chested female and I have to readjust the seatbelt every 5 seconds because it just slides off my boobs onto my neck. Over and over again. I have a feeling that if I ever get into a wreck, I'll be decapitated. Okay, but I'm short and so it keeps sliding to my neck and I eventually just give up. BC, I don't know what it wants from me. This post needed a picture of it properly on. YSK. I have very little control where my seatbelt rests. Depending on the vehicle, it could be higher or lower. I can confirm. My brother was in a serious head-on accident, and the lower belt burst and tore his intestines. He very nearly did not make it. Lost 6 liters of blood was the amount they gave him during the operation and had 2 emergency surgeries. No other injuries. 0. Except the damage to his organs. If you're fat, this probably isn't physically possible. Your description of where the belts belong remind me of how they weren't designed with women or anyone that wasn't an average male, of typical build in mind. I'm a thin woman so can't speak to pelvis versus lap, but any woman with moderate to large boobs can tell you that a seatbelt is going to lay on them differently than someone with no boobs. I'm very confused on how I make it go across my lap. I'd have to lay the seat back all the way and then scooch up. If they want it across my lap, they need to make the buckle point at least 6 inches more forward. Even when I was built like a 10-year-old boy who wasn't being fed enough, at best I could get part of the belt over one thigh. Am I confused on what a lap is? Does it mean where you fold instead of across the top of your upper legs? Sounds like seatbelts need redesigning. I'm 5'2", they definitely don't sit across my ribcage and have never seen a seat belt in my life that sits across anybody's lap regardless of shape or size. Thoughtful face. I had to rebuckle myself in to see what they were meaning. I never really noticed the belt sits against my hip bones. Seat belts suck when you're female. They don't fit properly and constantly shift around. Fun fact: most things are designed for men's bodies so women can't have anything functional or safe. Cars are designed around men's body shapes and sizes, so this isn't really helpful to women, unfortunately. Wait. None of that made sense. Someone please explain. My problem isn't the lap but the chest. Boobs in a less than baggy shirt can make the belt go high and land on my neck shoulder. And I'm short, so that doesn't help. I moved the height of the belt but it still just slides back to my collarbone. Still don't know a solution than to keep moving the belt across to between my boobs. Well, if you're too short for a seatbelt then what? Cars are notably unsafe for women compared to men because safety testing is only done on average male bodies. As a woman who's all of 5 feet I can't make the seatbelt not hit my neck, for example. In driver's ed we were told to try to have the belt cross your hip bones. Much better for the force to be there rather than your abdomen. I'm short, with very large breasts. Seat belts don't fit me, so guess I'll just die. Yeah, they also belong across your torso, but mine ends up choking my neck because seat belts weren't designed for women with big boobs. Okay, off my soapbox. Seatbelts were designed for skinny, androgynous people of average height. They were not designed to fit a majority of the people who use them. Except I'm short, have boobs, and the seatbelt goes all the way down. Probably why they are called lap sash, nerd face. I'm not sure how you're put together anatomically, but when I'm sitting, my stomach is immediately adjacent to my lap, so the belt actually goes across the junction between the two. If it went across the lap, I would just slide into it in a collision and injure myself worse. Or maybe you have a different definition of lap. Did you perhaps mean waist? And keep your feet on the floor and sit up straight. Airbag goes off and your feet are on the dash, you will not enjoy walking for the rest of your life. The impact of the shoulder belt should go to your collarbone, not your rib cage or neck. Breaking your collarbone is better than breaking your ribs, as broken ribs can interfere with internal organs. The collarbone is the most commonly broken bone in the human body and is literally evolved to take the impact and be broken to save the rest of you. If you are in a car accident, please, break your collarbone. Car safety measures are built for and tested on dummies of average men. So if you're a short, lightweight man or an average woman, you're likely to be injured by airbags or seatbelts during crashes. So much of cars is customizable, but somehow safety isn't. Usually it was my booty cheeks taking the impact of the belt. Tell that to my seatbelt that only hits my neck even though my seat is as high as possible. So fucking annoying. Please explain how to do that. I have 3-point seatbelts, they are forced backwards, there is no way to put it on my lap. That's really important. I was involved in a car accident when I was a child and we went home from vacation by car. I got tired and lay rather than sat. Because of this I got severe internal injuries. You just blew my mind, dude. Big Sean put good music on his back. Check the stats. I must have looked into always doing it right. Instructions unclear. Installed a racing bucket seat 5-point harness. I've wondered about this often. I'm 5'2" and while I don't drive, what about when I get in as a passenger? Never mind my neck, I have to actively push the seatbelt down so not to touch my chin. Getting the belt on my lap means lifting the pannies, and if I'm already sitting in the seat, the likelihood of me doing so is nil. This is why those pregnancy seatbelt holders are so dumb. If your seatbelt is on your belly, you're doing it wrong. Yep, broke my back L1-2 because I wore my seatbelt too high across my abdomen. Who are you people? What planet are you from? I have been alive for 47 years and have never seen someone put a seal belt across their belly or neck. This sub used to be posts about some interesting stuff that most people don't care now. It's YSK doors can swing both out and in. And you can find out which way by where the hinges are. I know it's supposed to be across my chest, but like, I'm 6 feet 3 inches and that some bitch still slides up to my shoulder neck. Is it cause I'm fat? As fat as people are getting, we should consider moving to a 4-point harness. Half my family does not have a waist. They are just tubes of suet. We sure are getting fat. Yeah, I try but I'm short. According to the DMV I should probably have a booster seat, but oh well. I see grannies driving that I don't know how they see over the steering wheel. You do what you got to do, and I'm not waiting around for rides or a driver just because the seat belt is gonna strangle me if I get in a wreck. You'll need to get off your phones and not wreck into me. I got both hands on the wheel, I'm buckled in, doing the best I can. They need fat people demonstrating this, because how do you exactly position it when you have fat there and there's not much difference between pelvis belly? This scares me because I am pregnant. But yes, I always wear a seatbelt. Am I stupid or just too tall and skinny to understand? I saw Ops comment about the post that inspired this, and I don't get how someone could keep the belt on their stomach. Naturally, whether I like it or not, the lap belt just lands on my hips.